Bro wants to check out this thing.
Yep. We at manufacturer right now. I almost said the name, but I'm bringing back gatekeeping. Fuck y'all. I ain't even worked with these people yet though, but trying to get some help finding some things that I'm not able to find yet. And we've got, like, the good news is that, you know, Tokyo is fucking with us and there's stores that want to carry us. And then the bad news is the stuff that they want is not been as easy to create as it was to create the first time. So hopefully these guys can help us with that. And, you know.
If you not ball hog, then die.
100%.
Being August.
We do all her stuff. We do a couple other artist stuff. And then we help out a couple brands and shit like that. But really, we pretty much, anything that you think of that you can come up with, like, if we haven't done it, we can find a way to do it.
Right. That's kind of what Amir was breaking down to me. He's brought you up to me a couple times, but right now the brand's getting to the point where we've seen like success, but we're trying to, you know, scale it in certain ways. And something we've been talking about recently is just like we stopped doing pre-orders, but we want to bring it back.
Yeah.
But the issue with pre-orders was that this year I transitioned from fully manufactured in America to fully manufactured in China. So now with like a pre-order, it's like they
Timelines.
and they can tell you 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Like, nothing you can do about it. Like 4 weeks when they're like, no, 4 more. You're like, fuck, what do you want me to tell these people?
100%.
So that's something that I'm trying to remedy. Is like, and it would also be like nothing like over the top. You know what I mean? Like I like my design style. I like the manufacturers I work with. So like, there's ways that I'm trying to commit to. I'm also just trying to be like the best team member and not like a dictator of a designer. So like, you know, I want everybody to get paid. So it's like, if people got ideas, I want to at least test them out. So
that's fucking sick.
one of the dudes on team was like, yeah, he does like our ads, and he's like, I do this pre-order method with this brand, and I put them on this manufacturer, and they get shit done like 2 to 4 weeks max. And I'm like, what the fuck are you guys making? They've been turning it around that fast.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, if you guys want me to do like something different, then plug me to like the people you think are capable. So Amir, that's why Amir set us up. But I have like a few things that are like priority to me, which is so I took a trip to Tokyo recently.
Fire.
Built with some buyers. And recently we just got an order from a buyer. This is one of the things he ordered.
Yes.
Like this hat, I got this from like Lala Hat, which is like downtown, but it's New Hatton.
Yeah.
And I do all the, you know, like pins and distressing or
Fuck
whatever.
yeah, that's sick.
So basically, you know, got the order, feeling super hyped, go back, and like according to him, like this is discontinued. So now I'm trying to figure out how the fuck to get this hat, so I don't fucking screw my first order. You know what I mean? Like I finally got something to be like, all right, cool, I did this. And it's like, even if it was a different brand, I told him the same thing. He just like hasn't been able to find it. So like, even if you've got any,
no, definitely doable. Yeah, I mean, so basically, we have our international partner. What's great about him is that it's like, actually, believe it or not, like hats is his main, like, that's what like got him started. But then kind of since then, he's been able to like build out his team and like all the other product offerings. So what's great about him is that he has boots on the ground in China, Bangladesh, Pakistan, Portugal, and one other spot. So what's good about that, like obviously, you know, like Chinese New Year's coming up and all that, and that's gonna fuck shit up.
Yeah.
So what's good is that like he's got partners in other countries that like you don't have to worry about that. Like this, you want this kind of like
I would like if
digital camo pattern,
digital
right?
camo. I mean, like as far as like whatever is
available.
The closest I can get is like where I'm at right now. But even if it was just like we found the company that makes these hats and like we could source it or whatever, I'll just buy a bunch of the hats.
What brand is this?
It's New Hatton. It says it on the inside.
New hat.
But I'm also open to like making them like from scratch totally, because I know that it's like building these relationships with stores. And I'm pretty sure it's illegal to like.
Did you you did all the distressing and all that yourself?
Yeah. I haven't made a hat like that from scratch yet. I've only made like bucket hats, cut and sew. But my hat guy, I just go to the same fucking.
Let's see what Otto has. Have you ever heard of Otto?
I have. I think the spot I go to has some Otto hats, but I haven't seen many Otto dad hats. They're kind of like snapbacky.
I can look. Let me check some of the other accounts as well. I know there's this company that's called Rothko, and have you heard of Rothko? So they're strictly military shit.
Right.
So I'll check them and see what they have, because they might have something very similar to the Digi. Our guys overseas, like, they are really good. They are super fast. But yeah, if you're looking to try to get something turnkey quick, you know what I mean? And you don't want to like fucking like stress about it, then yeah, doing something here probably would be, especially by that time frame that you would want to get it.
Yeah, if I had a little more time, or even if it was just like, yo, I'm dropping this hat soon and they discontinued, I'd be like, let's just use people to make it all.
Yeah.
It'd take a little longer, but like for the purpose of like, that was what I was telling anybody I've talked to this about so far. They're like, oh, but you could like make another cool hat that's like a little bit like da-da-da. And I'm like, bro, I brought this hat to the store.
Yeah.
He likes it. He placed an order
for exactly.
Now, like I'm for sure if like the very last case scenario is like I'm gonna present to him something different and be like, yo, I couldn't get that done, da-da-da. And like hopefully he likes it, but I'm like, put yourself in that position. Like you fucking try to buy something from a brand and then they send you something else. Like
100%.
I have to just cancel the order and like go to Japan and be like, let me show you this other stuff.
Which is like you definitely don't want to do.
Yeah, I bought the roll of fabric here and shipped it out there.
Oh shit!
And we sold out like almost immediately. So boom, they placed the order for these, and I went to that same fabric store recently, and he was like,
sold out.
That no more.
No way.
And so now I'm just like, what the fuck are you supposed to do about it? And then it's like, I've had a few run-ins with like, it's called multicam. So I've had a few run-ins with it, and like I've gotten super close, but the thing that also makes this super unique is that it's ripstop. So some people are like, oh yeah, I got multicam, and then I see it and it's not ripstop, and I'm telling them the same thing where I'm like, bro, if I bought a pair of fucking camo pants from a brand and it was ripstop when I seen them and it wasn't ripstop when I got them, I'm like, you cut a little corner on me?
100%.
Should I be a little sneaky? Like ripstop is just, I don't know, 15 cents more expensive on each like, yard, but it still matters. Plaid fabric. I shipped this recently to them though, but like, and I also like the manufacturer I'm working with, I'm like, I asked them if they can just make the multicam, and she said she would get back to me, but I know that either way it won't be like as good. This was a first time doing something. This like idea like sparked how I would love to design like for the rest of next year, which is like get my fabric here and give it to them because it feels a little better.
Yeah, 100%.
And that I'm down to like, I know like I haven't did this yet before, but I know when it comes to like making fabric from scratch, you kind of gotta like make a big fucking order, but I'm open to it.
Yeah, it depends, but like really the big thing with this stuff is really just like the roll printing of it. You know what I mean? Which like it's not too crazy. This is like, you got this down here.
Yeah.
And they were sold out.
Yeah, Pacific Blue Denim. Heard of them?
Mm-hmm.
That's like my favorite fucking fabric store.
Yeah, they're fucking sick.
There's some good shit.
They have a lot of good
denims are crazy, selvage denims.
Yeah.
Good plaids.
They got some like crazy color shit too as well.
Yeah. Yeah, my first year of designing or like having the brand, I think everything started there. All my fabric when we get there.
So you do so you were doing pre-made before, and now
I was doing made to order.
Made to order.
And then made to order went to, because I was doing everything here and I was having like obviously like sample fees are expensive.
So fucking expensive.
So like I would just make a sample, shoot a campaign, and then I would do made to order, which I was promoting as pre-order,
Yep.
and then once I shut it off at some point, and then go put the order
Alright.
in. And then I got to actual like pre-order, where we're still kind of running it the same way, but I just like had the manufacturer locked in and had a certain number I was trying to reach. And once I got there, I shut down, put the order in. But yeah, after so many like, I think my final straw was like a drop that came out on Valentine's Day, and I don't think I got it out until October.
Woo!
And I was like, never fucking.
Whoa! What was it?
No, not October. Fuck, it was, yeah, maybe August. It took a long time though. It was a long time, and I was embarrassed. You know what I mean? Like by the time, fucking, and it was just like sweatsuits. It wasn't nothing crazy. It was,
Golly.
but it was like like my manufacturer was like messaging me back, being like, I think a holiday happened in the middle, and then some more shit, and then like they were doing something, sent me a picture of it, and I was like, nah, that's not right. And then I was like, send me a picture of the sample I sent you, and beside this, and I was like, you see the difference? Like, and they're like trying to convince me, and then I argue with them long enough, they're like, all right, we're just gonna start over, and I'm like, all right, cool, yeah, start over, and fucking next thing I know, it's like 6 months later, people are hitting me up like, bro, that was the crazy part. That's when it was. It was from February to late June, because early June I did Paris Fashion Week. Like we did a runway show, and like that was like in the back of my mind. Like every move I make, I'm like, bro, we're about to present a runway fashion show, and there's people who ordered shit. Like in Valentine's Day, bro, and we're here in the middle of summer, and I haven't gotten it to them. So that kind of like scarred me with the whole like pre-order thing, but also the way that it's been discussed these last few weeks with the team is like just things like hoodies and zip up hoodies, and like, you know what I'm saying, way more simpler designs, and like present those as like the new pre-order drop, or like, like have that, you know, like promote that for 2 weeks, like off a sample, and then cut it off and like put the order in.
100%.
Be somewhere out here that it's like, yeah, maybe we're paying a little bit more, because like fucking a hoodie in China is like $12. It's like maybe we pay 30 or 40 each here, but we still charge like $150 on hoodies. So it's like,
yeah, so you still got the margin.
Yeah. And it just gives us like a chance to like fucking, like right now I'm working all through China and I'm buying the shit before I even sell it. So it's like we have to hit a certain number to get our money back, all this shit. So
100%.
trying to find ways to like protect the cash flow a little bit.
We'll pretty much do that pre-order model for like the first like, maybe even like the first like 6 months. You know what I mean? To kind of get that data, to get that data, see like what is selling, what styles are the most. Like when we're dropping t-shirts, or t-shirts selling more than hoodies, or hoodies selling more, to kind of get that baseline data. And then once we have that baseline data, like we still do a lot of pre-order, right. But if we're gonna do something like a specialty piece, like, or we're gonna do something that maybe we have to do overseas, at least now we have the data comfortably be like, okay, exactly. Hey, because like honestly that's the killer of all brands and everything, is sitting inventory. Yeah. Like as soon as you got it sitting, as soon as it's sitting for more than a month after the drop and shit like that, it's just like exactly fuck. So
and
like,
due to me having like I came up like selling vintage, so I like do pop-ups and markets. I do them less frequently now, but we don't really have like a sitting inventory issue, but we do have like me just naturally being a designer, not a fucking financial like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just a designer, and like I'm reading and hearing videos about how you get over the hump is being 3-4 collections ahead. And then I get 3-4 collections ahead, and I got all this like inventory, and I'm like, yeah, all we gotta do is push the button. And it's like, yo, I just try to do the ads. It said it's insufficient banking. I'm like, hold on, let me check. Oh, my bad. I spent everything on like getting fucking clothes, and then do like
samples, especially samples out here, yo, they're fucking.
It's expensive as fuck. So
that
was the same thing. That's why we're trying to like reestablish the pre-order. It's like my dude who does the ads and is like working with the data. He's like, oh, would you? I'm like, all right, I ordered 100 of this book bag. It looks fire. He's like, what data you have to show we can sell 100 book bags? And I'm like, I just never looked at it that way, brother. I just made cool stuff and it sold. And now I'm like so over pre-order that like, I just never thought of it like as, because we haven't had that issue yet where it's like we made something that was whack and like didn't make our money back or some shit. But like he's just like, yeah, bro, like why wouldn't you not like make this a sample and pre-order and then just like fulfill the order. And I'm like, because if it takes fucking 8 to fucking 12 weeks, I don't feel good about myself.
100%. 100%.
Definitely trying to like find a way to like
Customer is king.
speed up that product.
Customer
process.
is king. You got to make sure that customers are taken care of.
Facts.
Yeah. We have resources here, you know what I mean? And then obviously we have the resources overseas. Kind of like you already know, anything that you want to do here in LA or the States is it's unfortunately gonna have that like premium price tag on it, you know what I mean? But like what you're already doing with kind of like sampling out here and then sending it overseas, that's generally like what we do as well. Just like perfect it here and then like replicate it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So like, and like our people are like super, super, super like, when they get something physical and they can see it, like they can rip it like right away, like super fast. Like this is a Malaloa tea that we actually gave them one and they just remade that. So that's a remake.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So it's like anything can totally be done, but like what we've been able to find out, like especially with our guys, is that it's like because he has boots on the ground in other countries, we basically like we have him source it out in all of them and then compile all that together and then make a decision based upon like timelines, like costing and all that shit. So like a lot of people just go to China because like people are like, oh, China is like the place to do it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Everything. But like I said, because China is the place to do it, like they just take a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And then honestly now like they're becoming smarter. They're starting to like tax more, and like more spaces and stuff like that. Before where it used to be like bare cheap. Now they're like trying to like add
that was a part of my issue too. Was like, and I think that's what like Amir. That's like how and why Amir brought you up, where he was like, bro, this will at least like give us options, like instead of like you make a sample and instead of just like sending it to the one manufacturer you work with in China, like you could bring it to my guy and we could get options like from time to price to all
100%.
that, so we could be more in control. Because I'll make a sample, I'll shoot the campaign, and then I'll like drop it and I'll have it on the way to China already, and like I'm just assuming, like I'm like, all right, by the time we get done with this drop, like she'll have it halfway done or something, like fuck around and get that message and they're just like, oh yeah, you never paid. Like, well, you didn't send me the link to pay, and like you got the shit, you got it in the mail, it's in your hand, like
100%.
Why did you not start the process? So like certain things like that, definitely trying to like find the way around, and like that is my like same thing where it's just like, someone told you China, I went to China and then like they did good and we've had a little thing and it's like immediately like the team's trying to switch up the flow, and I'm like, look bros, I got one manufacturer, so if you guys want me to like do other things or like approach a different way, you have to at least present like the route to that.
100%.
So, but I think that is definitely like cool as fucking, like the way that we're pretty much ahead of schedule on certain collections. It definitely will allow me to like work with you more fluidly, and that would be like I think the coolest option, because like for example Zip Up hoodie we want to drop next, I'm completely open to like if it's like, yo, fucking we do a pre-order and we're saying we're gonna get it out in 4 weeks, and I give it to you and you're telling me that these are the people who can do it in 4 weeks at this price, and then like these are people who can do it at 8 weeks. It like gives us a choice to be like, this an 8-week pre-order or this a 4-week pre-order
100%.
to like actually have, because that's my like thing, like you said, the customer's king. I don't want to release something, tell people 2 to 4 weeks, and
then,
like
exactly
6 to 8 weeks.
100%.
It just doesn't feel good on the conscience. So just being able to have like a clear idea of like, okay, this is 4 weeks, and if we want to pay a little less and make our margin bigger, we can get this one for 8 weeks. But
exactly. Like I said, that's our big thing. Generally, it's like we basically like we cost out everything with everybody all the time, because like it's always such a numbers game. You know what I mean? So it's like even here, like printing wise, like we have in LA, we have 6 different print shops that we print with, and I price out with every job we do. You know what I mean? Because like I said, and like now obviously there's certain printers, like if I gotta go like oversized, like super jumbo, I have my guy that I generally work with that like he's the best at it, but still I want to get quotes from other people, because like if I can save if I can go to him and be like, hey, I'm gonna give you the job, but homeboy over here can do it for 50 cents cheaper. Can you meet me in the middle and take it down 25? Like every penny, is saving. So like that's generally like how we like to do it. We like to like spread it out, get all the quotes in to see kind of who's at what, where's it at, and then kind of like go from there. Especially because like out here, like simple screen printing, 6 different shops all have 6 different pricing.
Yeah, that's the coolest part about like being local or just like trying more than one spot. You do get that leverage of being like, nah, this dude already said he'll do it for this. Like,
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
like, when I'm talking to like manufacturers, when I do like try to do something I've never made before, whether it's like a sock or a jewelry or whatever, that's like when I get that leverage where I'm like, I'd message 7 people this and like I liked this one person a lot, but then I'm like, oh no, bro just hit me back, said he could do it $3 less each. He's chopping you at the knees. I really like you though, so like could you possibly?
Yeah, 100%.
It gives you a little leverage, but like right now with almost everything clothing, like I'm pretty much working with one lady, and now I'm starting to realize how that like can hinder the process.
Yeah,
I have no.
It's always, especially when you go into the clothing, like it's always like, especially really anything in business, really, it's like it's always, you never want to have all your eggs in one basket.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because then it's like you then give her the control now. Now she has the leverage because like now it's like she's doing everything. Now it's like
She's like, I got the patterns.
yeah, exactly.
I ain't sent you back your samples.
Yeah,
in a year.
exactly.
I
So
got
it's like,
all your samples.
exactly. So that's kind of like how we always do it. Is like we always want to make sure at the end of the day, like the leverage is like in our favor as much as possible. And like I said, like China is really dope, and China does do a lot of things. But like realistically, like let's just take like Pakistan for instance, right? Like Pakistan, like they're doing quality equal to China, but like a fraction of the cost.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And like realistically, it's like Pakistan, they're making cotton over there, so like China's even buying cotton from Pakistan.
Right.
So it's like it's all the same shit, but just like people just like think of China because of like Alibaba. Like, oh, let me go on Alibaba and all that, and like everything on Alibaba is China driven.
And that's what I tell people too. I'm like Alibaba has a platform, and it almost like since it's a platform, it kind of fucks it up for like the other. Like,
oh, 100%.
It's like you should work with my guy in Pakistan. I'm like, oh, you pay him like there's nothing like you could. There's no like help button that starts like not responding.
Exactly.
You can like complain to somebody. I'm like, nah, I kind of like Alibaba. It's got like a
100%.
help button. I can tell on these fools. And
exactly. What's good too is because he gives me all those different options, and because he's connected to all those different countries, like when I like say like if we haven't made it before, like we'll find a way to fucking make it.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's out there. You know what I mean? If you show me a garment, like okay, that can be remade. So it's like it's and generally right with like Pakistan and like Bangladesh and like countries like that, like they're generally move a little bit quicker as well. You know what I mean? So yeah, but it's always good to get everything priced out. It's always good to kind of just like kind of see where everything falls. And then like I said, like what's good too as well, like a lot of the times like the sample costs overseas and all that are like dramatically less, right? Like we're like here they're gonna charge you like $1,000 or something like that. Like over there it's like $200.
Yeah, literally.
You know,
shipped.
Yeah, and they're just like yeah, whatever. So I think it's definitely doable. And like I said, like it's everything that you have shown me, like I'm confident our people can do it. And like I said, like you were saying, at the least, it can just be another resource for you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like I can quote it out. Sometimes we're going to be higher, sometimes we're going to be lower, but like at least now you can have an option.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then like I said, like, it's always if the lady that you're working with now, if she's dope and she's like good and like you like her and you fuck with her, then like just having these other options will just like help you reinforce that relationship, because you can be like, hey, like look, I got this fucking quote from.
And she's dope when it's seamless. You know what I mean? Which is like why I'm out trying to find other resources now, because like when I first sent this sample, she was just like, we can't find that fabric, and I was like, this is the first time you ever told me can't. Like, you know, so usually just go out and find it. And she's like, no, we went out and we tried to find it and we can't find it. And I was like, all right, And that's when I ended up just like shipping them this fabric, and I thought of that process, and I was like, oh, it's kind of dope. Like, it's expensive to send that roll, but otherwise, I like how I'm getting this like American-made fabric, but China speed and price. So I like this, but even this most recent time, I'm like I tell her everything. So I'm like, yo, we're working with this store in Japan now. We need these pants, and the fabric's discontinued. And she's like, all right, I can make it. But I also could like message her a week from now and be like, yo, so what's the update on the fabric? And she's like, I'm waiting for the factory to tell me like how I make it. And I'm like, do you not understand how fucking dire and
is to get it?
Like, I need an update like soon. Like, what do you mean? Like, I waited a week and now your update is like I'm still waiting on the update.
Yeah, exactly. I'm here.
As far as like manufacturing, I mean, I love the people.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, all of my manufacturers are like fucking saints to me. You know?
Yeah.
Like, I said, I did Paris Fashion Week, and like one of the dudes, I was like, look, bro, I don't know like how over the budget I'm gonna go in Paris. So I was like, it would be cool to pay you when I get back. He was like, cool. And he was like, I didn't know you were doing a runway show in Paris. Did a prayer for me before I left.
Oh, it's tough. Yeah.
We're really dope. And then like this other lady, Miss Kim, like she's like the sweetest lady. Like, I started my YouTube based off of just going to visit them. Like, just like
no
their
way.
energy was like so like great, and they would help me like just at the beginning shit that I didn't understand. But it just got like to the point where like I put some people, like one of my homies, I put him on a manufacturer. He works with like H. Lorenzo now. Like, he's like walking in, putting in like 200, 300 orders, and it got to the point where my own people is like, you know, you're paying like the same price for 10 that they're paying for 200. And I'm like, all right, motherfucker, I'm going to China then.
Yeah,
like,
right?
I'm not about to order 200 right now. I'm sorry.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't care. I don't have the H. Lorenzo account, so I'm not ordering 200. But other than that, like, I really like it out here. I like they're pretty quick too. It's just the whole like, getting over a number that, and then even that, like, I would say like, I started this with like a mentor, and he was kind of who introduced like his feet, like he's way cemented in the game, and like so the people he was taking me to, just I probably like started off at the wrong places. You know, I was in a high level, but I'm a beginner. Yeah. So like even those people that I've spoken to, like I've tried to see like, okay, so what if I ordered 50 of them, and she's still like, oh no, it's still gonna be 50 each. And I'm like, damn, well, I pay you 50 for one, I'm gonna pay you 50 for 50.
50, yeah.
Fuck, like, you know, let me figure it. And I'm like, this is like a blank see-through T-shirt.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, you know what? Like, I'm gonna have to send this to China and figure it out. So that's my only gripe out here, is that it's just
so expensive.
Yeah, so expensive. And then most of the people, like, it's not really like I don't think any of I guess, yeah. I don't know. It was like compared to like what you know is happening in China. It's like I don't even know if I can call these manufacturers, because it's like they have like 20 people in there. You know what I mean? It's not like they're fucking
100%.
If you were ordering thousands that they could pump it out.
Yeah, no way.
They're basically a sample manufacturer, and they have enough to like.
Yep.
Small orders.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, we got the same struggles. Like I said, I try to like. There's some clients that we work with that like. They want to get stuff done here in LA, and like same thing you already know, like it's all doable, but like that fucking price point, dude, is just like in fucking insane, and it's like I'm just asking.
And you just
like,
never
a shirt.
You never fucking know what the right thing to do is. You know what I mean? Like I was manufacturing out here, my prices were so high because like I'm charging $140 for a regular T-shirt because I'm paying the dude $50-$60 for it. So now I'm trying to figure out how to solve that problem. Then I have a buyer from Japan come to the showroom, and they're like, "Oh, you should make more expensive stuff." And I'm like, well, who the fuck's gonna buy it?
Yeah.
Are you gonna buy the shit? Like, cool, I'll make everything here. Will you buy every piece?
Yeah.
Because like you're gonna make my prices so high, and like I have a good online like customer base, and like they're not. Like, me and all my friends who have good online customer bases, they're like, yo, like, once we get over a certain price, it's hard to move it. And motherfuckers is like, bro, why would I give you $600 for some pants? I could get those from Balenci. And it's like, I get it. Like, we don't have that, like, level of credit yet. So, just trying to...
So, do you have, like, are your drops where it's like, do you have like some like, hey, every drop I'm gonna do like a T-shirt, a hoodie, a zip up? Is it something like that, or is it more? Is it like?
That's how it started. But now that we started working with this ad dude who's just like helped a few brands that I'm like familiar with,
Okay.
like what's it, Awful Lot of Cough Syrup. And,
Okay.
like, certain brands like that he's like worked with, and like projects he can show me that he was like responsible for like helping out. So like really, one of my superpowers is like I'll take a fucking back seat. Like the only thing I think I'm the best at is making clothes or just like having a style or whatever. So like something that was like that's what I mean by like you never know what the right thing to do is. Like this whole year was dedicated to like having bigger collections, having more stuff like available each collection, getting everything on hand, and just like getting to that point. So it's fast shipping and like felt like a real brand and could shoot campaigns. And then he comes in the door and he's like, y'all don't do one-offs? He's like, yo, really? Like every brand blows up off one-offs. And you're like, huh? And he's like, yeah, those socks you guys dropped in that 7-piece collection, those socks are a banger, and they would have gotten way more like notoriety if you just like presented that 2 weeks before this. And I'm like, oh, okay, so now we're trying to like incorporate, like the next collection that comes out has 5 SKUs,
Okay.
but then right after that we're following up with just a necklace.
Oh, okay,
chain
fire.
we made, and then after that it's like just a book bag. You know what I mean? So we're trying to
I like that. Yeah.
do both. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
trying everything, trying to see like what works for us best so far. But this year, pretty much every collection was like at least 4 pieces, 3 or 4 pieces, and like it's usually like t-shirt or a hoodie, pant, hat, bracelet, like.
And everything you were doing was like cut and sew, like full custom, or
Full cut and sew. Yeah, I stopped doing any like pre-made stuff, and that's another thing that like people on their team are like, yo, we should start trying. And that was the thing too. Like he's like, yo, yeah, I can do like a pre-order with this brand, and like we'll fucking get it done in 2 weeks. I'm like, what are you guys making? And he's like, well, yeah, he's printing graphics on LA Apparel shirts. And like, well, if you can tell me someone could do that same shit but make the shirt from scratch, I'm down. But I'm like, I don't want to make like, but also that like one of my new things is just like I've like the brand has gotten to the level it has because a lot of people have came on and like believe in this vision, and I'm like super grateful, and like I do want to like just put more time and attention into making sure people getting paid. So like if it's like fucking if he's telling me he can sell hundreds or thousands of a pre-made shirt, then I'm like, fuck it, dude, let's make a pre-made shirt.
Yeah.
But, like that's almost like 2 different design languages because it's not how I design. So it's like I have to put time towards creating these things, and I need to know exactly where I can take it and do it. Because like my mind is truly on this side of like making a custom,
making custom and all that.
Like, sure, this can fund that, but I still need to not be like taking brain away from this to like
100%.
try to figure out like I don't have a LA Apparel account, so if they want me to make LA Apparel shirts, it's like, bro, like send me the account or like the connection, like get me in the door so I can place the order, opposed to like, yo, let's make pre-made shirts. All right, bye. I'm like, bro, I don't do that. It's gonna take me 8 hours. It shouldn't take me 8 hours. It'll take me 8 hours just to fucking decide on a pre-made blank.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do.
Yeah, it's one of the pre-made. It's like it kind of how you were kind of saying, like I could see it like the pre-made stuff funds
the cut and sew,
like the cool shit,
right?
Like the really really cool shit. But then, like I said, like how you don't want to kind of like dampen, you know what I meant, anything. So it's just like I see where you're coming from.
So we're cool enough to get it off. So it's like, and I trust in my people. And
like, I mean, there also is ways as well. That's like if you wanted to like take like the LA Apparel shirt, but then maybe like put it through like the Tumblr,
right.
And like distress it, like crop it or shit like that. Like that's all doable, but yeah, stuff like that will also just kind of help you, like with like fluidity, because like then it's just kind of like it kind of gives you the like it gives you kind of like the power to like kind of just gives you more power back. Where it's like, oh hey, now it's like, okay, I'm gonna make these 100 shirts, but like I'm making them overseas, and now it's in like this lady's hand, and like this is gonna take like, let's just say like 4 weeks landed. But like within that 4-week time frame, you might come up with like a banging graphic that you can be like, fuck, I could just drop this right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Tide people over until this is ready, and then boom, now it's already got the bread to pay for that. And now when it lands in whatever weeks, now I got another drop ready to go.
Keep going.
Yeah. So I mean, like I could see it like that. Like you kind of just like you do that as like the way to fund the cooler stuff, and like you kind of just like let people know. It's really just about like the design also, and like what you do to the shirt afterwards. So it's like if you wanted to distress it, or like you said, like even if you like wanted to like get it and like crop
Which I
it,
think that's something I try to do. I just had issues with before.
and like there's so many different blinks out here. You know what I mean? Like realistic, like everyone uses LA apparel because like that's kind of like Yee put it on, like you know what I mean? Like this was like this is the shit. So like everyone's kind of like, oh, this is it. But I mean, like I said, like there's like tons of other brands and other people out here that are like making shit. Like have you heard of BTSA?
Yeah.
Behind the scenes apparel.
Yeah.
Fire garments.
Yeah.
Fire garments.
I found some fire ones too.
Yeah, there's like,
but yeah, it's not as bad as it used to be. You know.
Yeah, exactly.
They're getting better.
Like, it's
even with
you
pre-made.
bring
You should be doing pre-made and cutting.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, if you do stuff here domestically, and you're telling people like 2 to 4 weeks, you realistically don't need to ever pre-make anything. Right. Like if anyone's not getting able to get you that at the time, then they're just lagging. Because like our general turnaround for just like screen print is like 7 business days.
Right, exactly.
You know what I mean? So like you can do it quickly. It's really just more so about like identifying what blanks are there that you'd want to do. And like I said, like you could easily take this shirt, right? Put a wash on it or put it through the tumbler, and then it's just like it's not even a blank. But also too, there's probably maybe 2 brands out here that are using this shirt.
Right, exactly.
You know what I mean? If that. So it's like you still do kind of have that like exclusivity to it, and like I said, like it just gives you the options where it's like, okay, hey, he's got these in stock down there, bet, and like I want to just fucking like hit a quick lick. And with this fucking couple graphic designs that I have, like, bet I can bang that out in 2 weeks.
Right.
Get that
it's fucking
out.
Yeah, my issue usually too is just like kind of having a good understanding of like it's like first of all I want it to like be a unique or cool cut at least. Like I don't care if LA Apparel shit was cut in the way I'd have an account right now. Yeah. I'm just like, man, I don't really like that
their necks are fucking crazy.
Yeah, I don't really like that cut. Yeah, so it's just like it 100%. Doesn't make me. I don't even like the flat lay pictures. So it just doesn't do anything for me. But these are like pretty tight. You have one of these in medium, or a medium of this.
So. It's all doable. It's all out there. But I think you doing something that is like, hey, I got some graphic tees, or like, hey, I got like some like cool like embroidery, even like some like chenille patch shit. You know what I mean? Like. Doing stuff like that just gives you the ability to then, like I said, like put more time and more energy and focus into this without having to be like, fuck, if this doesn't fucking land, it doesn't drop, then like I'm
and
fucking...
do need that wide net because it is like, a lot of people just aren't on this side of things.
Yeah, and like I said, like the more people that you can bring in, the more eyes that you can bring like to this, you know what I mean? Because like I said, like people are gonna come like, oh, that's a fucking tough graphic shirt. I'm gonna buy that, and now, okay, but fuck, I didn't even realize that you do all this other crazy shit. Let me check out this other shit. Right. You know what I mean? But like I said, like I tell you, dude, it's fucking crazy. But like,
it's neat.
Graphic tees, though.
No,
they fucking go crazy.
I already know. Like I told my ad dude today. I was like, bro, stop pulling punches. Like I can hear when you're talking to me that you're pulling punches, but it's like he's like. I don't know, like a Kimbo Club, like they like throw like a blank zip up hoodie on the ground and take a picture and like you know that it's them because the way it looks and like and just like I'm just letting you know that like the ads and like the return on it and I'm just like, bro, say what the fuck you're trying to say right now. And it's like, bro, you're not like I don't give a fuck what buttons I press on ads. Like some of the stuff you're making is so intricate that it's like we're missing out on possible big hits. Like if you want to fucking make an ad that fucking got you 10,000 followers in a day, it's probably gonna be a blank t-shirt or a graphic t-shirt to get the masses all at once. Like it doesn't matter how cool something is, how cool something looks, like for the most part, like new things that are like new to the market aren't the things that like fucking make a bunch of money for you off the rip. It's got to be something everybody's comfortable with.
Yeah, exactly.
A cool graphic shirt will stop everybody. Opposed to like a cool pair of pants, that's only the people who give a fuck about cool pair of pants.
100%.
Everybody cares about cool shirts.
Yeah, exactly. And like I said, like, it's such like an easy entry into like.
Yeah, what do they call it? Low something. It's like low hanging fruit.
Yeah. And like I said, like you got, and like you said, like dude, like realistically, and like it's like t-shirts and like hoodies and shit like that, like even on when we do tours and stuff like that, and this could be in fucking summer in Texas, 100 degrees outside, motherfuckers are buying hoodies because it's just like it's a common thing. You know what I mean? Like, hey, everyone's got a bunch of hoodies in their closet. Everyone's got a bunch of tees. Like the extra stuff, the cool stuff, when it really catches their eye, they're gonna get it. But you don't want to alienate those regular people that like maybe this isn't their style yet because they haven't been introduced yet. You know what I mean? Because like it's easy to be like, oh, that's a tough graphic, and then from there be able to kind of trickle in and be like, oh, okay, what else does this brand have and all that. Whereas like if like you don't offer that, then it's like you're kind of limiting who is coming to. And like I said, dude, like you have fucking like Hellstar, right? Or like Warren Lotus, right? When I was in Vegas for ComplexCon, there was like fucking like 40-year-olds, 50-year-olds wearing Warren Lotus tees, and it's just like that person probably doesn't even know the fuck Warren Lotus is, but he saw that T-shirt and was like, oh, that's tough as fuck. That's graphic. I'm just gonna buy that. So like I said, like I think you do that, and like I said, it just gives you more. The more power you can have in your hands about what to do and being able to drop when you want to drop, that's where it's gonna kind of help you kind of like start like taking the next steps in different directions, because now you have a little bit more flexibility, because like, okay, hey, if my next collection, let's just say like spring collection is like 90% cut and sew, well, in order to get to the spring, I gotta get it through up to the months. How am I gonna get up to the months? Well, I don't really want to drop more cut and sew shit because I don't want to spend more money. How can I do that? All right, bet. Let's drop some graphic tees. Let's drop some fucking
even Chinese New Year. I think every Chinese New Year some fucking pre-made shit should come out.
Dude, yeah.
Already.
Yeah, 100%.
And I don't even know how many years there is in 1 year, but they have more than one Chinese New Year.
Oh, dude, they always be taking breaks and shit like that. It's crazy.
They're like, it's holiday month.
Dude.
What is you talking about?
Backpack folded. Yeah. You know what I mean? You sure?
Can't kill me, that's not punishment.
City bandits out here.
Being August.